What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another reaction. In today's lineup, we have 3 videos, I think, that are going to be dropping, all for new releases, starting with Yunjin of La Seraphim, who released a song that is called I Not Equal Doll. I had no idea this even came out. It was actually released a couple of days ago, and it was mentioned to me on Patreon. So thank you to Jared for pointing it out. I am very excited about this one, and from the pinned or the top comment that I've seen, apparently she herself drew some of the artwork that is going to be featured in this video. So here's another talent that I didn't know she had, but La Seraphim is absolutely incredible. I absolutely adore Yunjin. And I'm very excited about this one. The song is called I Not Equal Doll, which is a really interesting play on idol, because idols are basically not dolls. They're human beings with, emotions and feelings and their own minds. It seems like from the name of it, at least, it's like idols are not robots that are just there to please you. They have their own lives, their own things they like to do, and they don't have to constantly focus on being perfect, so to speak. I'm gonna reserve any further thoughts that I may or may not have about the song, because we just talking about the name of the song. So without further ado, I'm very excited to get into it, and Yunjin is absolutely fucking phenomenal. So without further ado, let's go. Nice.
난 뭘 입어도 죄다 입힌 옷이라며 손가락질 내가 뱉은 말도 왜 언제 돈이면이 말하겠니 어서 챙겨 이미지 시작 전에도 이미지 게임은 왜 이리 어려워 Cause if I had a choice I'd put my opinions first 애써 트집 잡아도 여유롭게 하고 내 맘대로 하는 말 무심한 나의 voice 내 목소리 volume up I doesn't mean you don't fuck with
Yes. Oh my god, that's Yes, you are. Damn.
Go idolize your idol life and criticize me.
Holy shit. Go idolize your idol life.
Go idolize your idol life.
Damn, that's
me.
Her vocals are incredible. Oh my god, I love how half of the paparazzi or fans are with horns, like basically toxic. Yes. That's the real her. Or whoever she wants to be. Ooh. Whoa, that was... She pulled the plug, and then it's revealed that all of the darkness is... and it's almost like it's inside her head. Because all of the people with horns that used to represent the toxic fans, it's It's her face on all of them, which could also represent that she's a human being just like everyone else. And that's pretty much the message of the song, that I'm human just like you. I really love this song. I feel like Yunjin did a phenomenal job. Her vocals are absolutely, like, you can hear the pain and anger, but you can also hear, like, it's something that that most idol, probably every single idol, especially when you are of the level of someone like Yunjin, of a group like something like Le Seraphim. We see that every single day. We see all kinds of weird, toxic, incredibly hateful, to the point where you kind of scratch your head and you don't understand why is somebody going out of their way to do that. Like, you're doing it behind the comfort of your own keyboard. There's no way, like, take 98% of these people and put them in a real life situation. I really have a hard time seeing them saying all of the things that they're writing to the face of the idol that they're speaking to. You should treat others the way you want to be treated. And if you were treated the way you're treating some of these idols, uh, much like she said, like, idolizing your idol life because you're stuck in one place. You're stuck. You're pretty much idling by, uh, while you criticize an idol or a celebrity or whoever else. I've seen some stuff on Twitter and YouTube Shorts that really makes me want to scratch my head and kind of like, I don't understand how can you hate on, like, a girl. There's one idol in particularly that I've seen, and I'm like, how can you possibly hate on her? What did she ever do to you for you to want her, to wish her death even? Like, it's really, really crazy. And Yunjin does a phenomenal job of kind of like calling out the fact that behind all of that bashing and toxicity, you're empty. There's nothing there. Much like you picking apart her body and throwing out the rest, there's nothing behind you that is worthy of any praise. Like, you're so shallow and vain, and it's sad that that's the way you decide to treat idols, and criticize them and wish them harm just because they did something that you didn't like. Because at one point in time, you called her a doll, but now she's a bitch because she doesn't do what you thought she should do. Like, God forbid somebody does what they want to do and live their life the way they want to without feeling like they have an obligation of sorts. At the end of the day, it's just, being an idol. I'm sure that it's an amazing thing to impact so many people, but at the same time, there's so much negativity that comes with it that 99% of people would not be able to do it, because you have to live with it every single day with such toxic and negative things being thrown at you. It's easier said than done not to focus on it and just focus on the positives. It's very easy to say that until you're bombarded, even if it's just 1%. And it's something that a patron of mine actually said, that 1% of a million people, that's still a fuck ton of people. I'm paraphrasing, but imagine billions of people, like the kind of fandom, the kind of fan base like the Le Seraphim has. 1% is still, it can drive you fucking mad, and it can make you think of some very dark shit, which is what I believe the ending was, because we see all of those horns which represent like the people in the background as she's walking through the red carpet, and you see the paparazzi and you see the 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 horns, but then the horns is kind of like your own demons. It's like, uh all of this hatred creates darkness and depression within me. Also, the newspaper article, like the headline with the end-sized waist, I believe that maybe Yunjin is kind of like poking at the beauty standards in K-pop, because I've heard some really crazy shit as far as like the methods that some idols used, the diets and being forced to diet, and I feel like she's calling that out as well as like the beauty standards and how fans look at it, and fans being incredibly toxic, fans being incredibly hateful on someone because of their weight, and basically wanting an idol to be a doll, which is a really tragic but a really cool play on the idol name, with some of her lyricism, and like literally picking apart an idol's body and throwing the inner beauty, everything else, like just looking at the appearance of the idol, picking it apart, saying you this, you that, and then not even thinking about the actual person behind all of it, that is a human being just like you and I. It's incredibly tragic, but at the end of the day, I do love the fact that, much like the lyrics say, uh, Yunjin is keeping her cool, but she doesn't want her voice to be ignored, and she wants to call out the toxic nature of this industry, and in general, in music, I guess, and not just in music. It goes much further than that. This is an incredibly first of all, the song itself is absolutely beautiful. Yunjin's vocals are incredible. The artwork, it makes it that much more impactful, the fact that she drew it herself. Um, and aside from it being incredibly well done on the animation and on the music itself, the lyrics, the message itself is incredibly important, because sometimes it feels like the world just continues to go down to shit and get even worse instead of get better. So I feel like it's an important song to kind of like make you realize, or make you remember that, even though it's obvious, but idols are, you know, just human beings, just like you and I, and all of these comments that they get on a regular basis, and all of these, headlines, and all of the shit that is being taken out of context. And as much as you may think you want to be an idol, I feel like these types of songs make you realize that the reason why you wouldn't be is because, not because you're not good enough, but just because the pressure uh that this life kind of puts on you, it's not something that I would wish upon anyone. So we can talk all we want as far as like, the fame and money. It's all great and it's wonderful, but at the same time, it all comes at the expense of your privacy and your mental health. And is it really something that you would want to experience? And I definitely wouldn't. So I have a lot of respect for her, for doing this project, for putting so much time and effort, and you can hear it in her voice. It's absolutely beautiful, and the fact that it's an animated video, and she doesn't feature herself, as far as real life, it's actually that much more impactful, because much like the lyrics say, I raise up my volume. Like it's all about you hearing her voice and hearing the words that she's trying to deliver, and not the way she looks. It's about how she feels. So it was really, really a beautiful touch, and the animation is just the extension of how she feels on the inside. I love the portion with the messages, as far as like calling out those who are living idly by, while criticizing someone else when they can do half of the shit that you can, and yet you get criticized by someone that never walked a mile in your shoes. That's always kind of funny. uh and then the visual with the phone dropping on her head, and the visual of her being trapped inside that phone, it's a really beautiful metaphor. As beautiful as the internet is, as far as like bringing people together and creating an incredible shit, it's also a big, big fucking trap. and unfortunately, it has, created an ultra safe environment, an unrealistically safe environment for anyone to do and say whatever the hell they want without feeling that there are any consequences to it. So I feel like the song is incredibly, incredibly important. But in any case, I really, really love this song, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know about some other things that I possibly missed. I'm sure there's a few things. Obviously, there were visuals. We saw La Seraphim as well, and just in general, this is an incredibly important song, and I'm sure that I missed a couple of things, but I'd like to think that the essence of the song and kind of like the basic meaning of it is incredibly important, and I'm glad that the song is performing incredibly, incredibly well. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe if you're new, let me know your thoughts on it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. See you.